Hello, hello. Hello, how is everyone? As you can see, we have a wild steeg on my stream. Can't speak anymore.
Pretty tame, gonna be perfectly honest with you. If we're gonna be
It's a
candid.
wild stream today. I am for once not late, even though last time I was pretty late, running 5 minutes. But we are going to be doing 2:45s at least, and then we shall see.
Ooh, chonkers.
I feel like I do my best work if I have 5 minutes to do nothing and then just sort of like get into the flow of things. And then, yeah, I need the chonkers. I don't want to fall behind on my time-based challenge on Track Bear. So
How are you doing on the time-based
I am
challenge on Track Bear?
currently 20 minutes ahead, which is not.
Oh, slay.
But I was like a good 2 hours chunk ahead before, so I'd like to get back to that, I feel like that was quite nice. So I'd love to do 2:45s, and then if you need to go and I'm doing one last one, we can always do that, because I know that it'll be like 11 p.m. your time by the time we do 2:45. So we can decide when we get to that point.
Burn that bridge when we get there.
What do you need to do today? What is your goal for this evening's stream?
That is an excellent question, Madam President. I reached my monthly goal of 10,000 words. I have not reached my monthly goal of finishing the book. So
But
there's
you
no
did get to
daily.
80K.
I did get to 80K, yeah. The last couple of days I've sort of been slacking. I've been writing, but I haven't been reaching the previous plan, which was 336. So just like a couple hundred words here and there. And that's not gonna finish my book.
I mean,
So,
I
but then
feel
I
like
also have
now that you are at a certain amount of words, what matters more is the scenes that you've got left, right? Rather than the word count for these.
yes, and I'm on scene 50 out of 55. I'm a good chunker way through this scene. I'm guesstimating it's going to be about 2,000 words, maybe. It's going to be like one of those, make camp and, reminisce and this and that before we go into the big battle. And I'm not sure about the choreography of the big battle.
You should do what Anna did. Did you see Anna's video where
I didn't. I have it on my to-do list.
so
Yeah, sure.
she did say this to me before, but like in her video, you see her literally getting out the D&D thing and talking about her final battle with her husband on as though it's a D&D battle, and just sort of, placing things and sort of trying to figure it out that way. And I was like, that's such a good idea.
Oh my God, can I borrow Mr. Robbins for the weekend, please?
You should 100% do that. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh, hi. Hi, Anna.
Hey, what's up? We weren't talking about you.
Not at all.
But yeah, I thought that was a
brilliant.
Visually placing things, I think, can really help when you're struggling to picture your big battle scenes, I find.
I'm gonna have to watch Anna's video and see how she did it, because I'm having a hard time conceptualizing.
I think it depends what you do, but I was thinking I might do that I've got a big moment in my book in Project Alien where there's quite a few characters involved that I think that would be really useful for. When you have too many people involved in different areas, and then I get zombies in, I kind of feel like that's a good.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the final battle has to be the protagonist and the antagonist.
Yeah.
But there's they're traveling with this military contingency, and there's these law enforcement people there, and there's local hunters, and then there's the close group of hunters that my main character is part of, and all of these kind of actors that play in this huge, I guess, production of a final battle. So I'm having a really time coming up with a strategy, figuring out what makes a logical sense. I kind of want to mirror the beginning of the novel, so I need to kind of
I love that.
have that as an entry point into my novel. And I need to figure out what actually happens. I'm the same, man. A White Room Syndrome. Knock knock. It's me.
That is rough. Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty good with action, like the clinical bits of action.
Yeah.
But in terms of a huge, because all my previous battles has been centered into a room or to like one singular scene. While this
Yeah,
will be like, oh, there's stages of the battle basically. Um, and I need to figure out
you need to
how I'm
outline
logic.
that. Yeah.
I need to figure out how I'm gonna logically, you know, as I said, the choreography of the final battle, and I'm not sure I know enough about D&D combat to.
Well, I don't think you have to do it in an actual like D&D combat way, like throw dice and all that, but I feel like having even just a physical board or something where you can place characters and say, this is the mountain, this is the whatever, your scenery is, and just sort of placing
Oh,
elements
I could do that.
in a physical way, I find could be helpful if you've got a lot of moving elements. At least that's why, like for me, I don't think it would make sense in all of my scenes. But there is one scene in particular I'm thinking of where I'm like, I'm gonna borrow that. I'm definitely gonna do that tactic.
Oh, yeah, because I don't know the tactic. That's my problem. But I maybe like drawing out on a map and like using arrows and like how
Yeah.
they do the football game situation where there's like an
Yes.
arrow to the
Yes.
mid-center field, whatever. I don't know.
That's very
Um,
similar to D&D.
yeah,
They're just
does football just
they're all
use
nerds.
for
They're just
bit
playing
boys?
D&D.
Yeah. So maybe I need to do that, and I want to kind of choreograph. That's not a word. Choreograph. There you go. I want to choreograph this before the weekend because I want to spend the weekend writing my final battle. I think that'll be a slay. So I need to get through this kind of calm before the storm situation,
Nice.
and then choreograph the final battle, and then start the final battle on the April Adventures stream that is this weekend.
Yeah.
Streams, should I say? Multiple, four of them actually.
You guys are
Um,
doing 2 per day this weekend?
two Saturday and two Sunday at the same time slots as last weekend, but reversed? Question mark. I forget what we agreed upon. And
Wow.
also, one of the streams were off by an hour last weekend.
Are
So
they set up already on YouTube? Because I haven't
they
seen it.
are not. I made a thumbnail, and I think Katie has made the timetable, in the April Adventure thread. So I could just go in and check, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the Saturday ones, but I'm definitely gonna catch
what?
Sunday ones. What? I'll be in Portsmouth visiting a friend, so
Portsmouth? What the fudge? Melon.
by the sea? How dare I?
What is these priorities? I can't abide. I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna do some train riding, hopefully, or train reading
Ooh.
of
Oh,
the
right. That reminds me. I gotta book train tickets too.
train
Um,
tickets.
train tickets.
Should
Because,
I say hi to the chat also, perhaps? Because I've actually
oh,
only
there's
said
other
hi
people
to
here?
Anna.
Ew.
I only said hi to Anna, and that's it.
Which is all right. I mean, I need to book train tickets from London to Edinburgh, and I want to
Yeah.
book, not to be bougie, but I want to book first class tickets because they have tables you can write on, and they have like, a little mini service
I
situation going
think
on.
it's worth it for 5 hours, like, I
Me too.
don't find it's worth it for smaller train trips. Like, the one I'm doing to Portsmouth, this is a shitty train, it's gonna be, like, 1 hour, like, it's fine, I don't
Oh,
care.
I usually visit some friends in Lincoln in the Midlands. I don't know if you've been, but it's
And
on the line from London to Edinburgh, and then you have to stop like somewhere in the Midlands, and then take a local train like out to the
mm,
coast. And that local train, I feel like Thomas the Tank Engine. Seriously, it is just so.
trains in the UK are
I
absolute
feel like
crap,
there should be
like,
like
I hate
you
them.
know a coal furnace somewhere on the train. It is so
The
noisy.
problem
It
is
is so like old, but it's kind of the charm though. I like it.
yeah. I mean, I've got local trains here where I am as well, and a lot of them don't even have, like, a little tablet thing to, like, put anything on, depending on the lines. So, yeah, I'm not a fan, but, that's just me.
I like the charm, and it's only for like I think obviously the one from London to Midlands is like is it 2 hours, and then there's like 40 minutes
Yeah,
to Lincoln, so
not
it's not too bad.
yeah.
And then
Well,
you kind of drive past those like there's nothing there except the train station, and there's farm fields, and there's like oh this is
yeah,
where
but it's
someone
easier
lives.
to romanticize if you don't live there, is how I see it, basically.
I mean, I grew up in a not even a village. What is smaller than a village? Homestead? I don't know. I
A
grew up in a like there was
a
53 people
gathering of
in my.
houses?
Yes, literally, there was 53 people in the village
A
that I grew up
commune?
in. So not even a settlement. That feels generous. Maybe like a settlement in the New England kind of way.
Oh my god.
But
All right, I'm gonna say hi
53
to
people in
people.
the. Oh yeah,
Dude,
sorry.
we've been yapping for 10 minutes and we're just
There's
talking
nothing
about
wrong with that, Malin. There's nothing wrong with that.
so, and you were the first one there to say hi to, by the way. Yes, I was
Yeah,
hoping for this.
posted this comment and we're like, wait a minute, I can just be in the show.
You can literally just be in the show. Hi, Keiko. How are you? And we had a passing by, Wendy. Good luck with all your project friends. Unfortunately, I can't join and we'll be experiencing FOMO the entire time. I'm sorry you'll be experiencing FOMO. You can watch the replay if you want, but I also understand if you don't want to, because I never do. Because I like to be in live streams, not after the fact streams. We've got a JC. Hello, hello, hello. We've got a Michael. Hello, Michael. And then a lot of hello to Stig from Keiko and from JC. And
Thank
Katie
you.
was there. Hello, besties. Katie says, I need the chunkies so bad. 4 chunks and I hit my goal. So as many as I can have with moral support, I will take. Amazing. We're going to do 2. And then we shall see what happens after because they'll be late for both of us. What treats did you use to lure a wild Stig? Well, actually, Stig dropped a DM, just went into my Insta and was like, "Can I join?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Every
And
single
I was
time.
so cute about it too. I was so pleased with that.
It was very adorable. And
I
as
watched
I
that movie
said,
the other day and was like, oh, what a great quote.
it's a standing invite. Like, is that what it's called? What is that called when it's a invitation
Yeah,
for?
standing invite, open invitation.
Yeah, like it's drop in anytime, anytime.
Yeah, I have club membership.
There you go. You have the VIP card.
Hamlet is the word I'm looking for.
The what? Sorry.
A hamlet, like a
Oh,
tiny
Hamlet.
village.
That's a very cute word. That's very cute. Keiko says, I'm exhausted from work. Suddenly there was 8 wagons full of freezer section delivery. Oh god, the deliveries are still wonky because Eastern holidays.
Oh, the freezer section is the worst. Luckily, I never had to do it, but I pity the freezer section people.
It sounds like a lot. We
I
got
was a fruits and vegetable kind of guy, and I loved it.
I love that. Fruits and vegetable kind of guy. Fair enough.
Yeah. And
But
not to forget the bread people who had to come in like an hour earlier to put on the breads and stuff before the shop opens.
oh, they've got to be there earlier. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, at least in where I worked in the
Yeah, but the
supermarket.
bread smells so good. I mean, I don't know how it works where you are, but like they're actual bakeries in
Yeah, they get
right?
like the raw material, I guess. Like
Yeah.
it's a dumb bread, and then put it in the
Yeah,
oven in
yeah,
the
yeah, but
store.
the big ovens
Uh,
and yeah, it smells so
yeah,
delicious. Hi, Sayla, how are you? And we've got a little congrats on your 80K from earlier this month. Um, and this is when Anna was summoned. Yes, summoned. Hello, Green Ruled. Hello, good afternoon. I mean, good time zones.
green does rule.
Hmm?
Look at my green millennial green walls. Green does rule.
Yeah, I got confused for a second because I was like, this looks like a blue icon or like avatar, and the name is green, so I feel like it should be green. Although
Oh,
I
it
think
very much is the blue.
this is from like a show, isn't it, or like a movie? It looks like it's from a
It looks
movie.
like some sexy Smurf fan art. That's what
No,
I'm
I think
saying.
it's from a movie.
Whatever you need.
All right, all right. Anna says, I do highly recommend pretending it's stages of a D&D combat as someone who struggles with white room syndrome. Battles are rough. And Katie says, you're also really good at giving us the weather. The room may be white, but the sun is a pale eye and the mountains are jagged and the blood moon drips off the trees.
It's giving weather.
Oh, my drinky drink is a mix of slimline tonic, fruit shoot, and lemon juice. So it's just like literally some things that I have in the fridge, and it looks
So
pretty.
non-alcoholic.
It's non-alcoholic. I had wine earlier, but I'm not drinking too
I was
much.
thinking about getting wine now, but I shan't if you're not
I've
having
already had my
alcohol.
glass because we had a online goodbye to the last day of a girl. We've already gone for her leaving do last week, but today was her official last day, and so 30 minutes before the end of work, we were like, let's have a drink and say goodbye and chatty chat, in front of Teams.
I love it.
So I had a little glass of wine then, and it is technically a Thursday, and I am working tomorrow, so I need to remember that. Yeah, because otherwise you might as well just get drunk all the time.
How French of you.
How French of me. Same as last time, just flipped. What was this about? What did I?
The timetables for the stream weekend.
Yes, gotcha. Okay, and Anna is also traveling then.
I mean, sounds like you just need to learn how to prioritize, you two ladies.
You're absolutely right. I did book this like over a month ago. I said to my friend I was going to go see her. So I
Well, this was planned over a month ago, so.
okay. I'm I'm just saying I didn't know then, or I wouldn't have booked it that weekend.
I'm just kidding.
I
There'll be other
promise.
stream weekends. Don't worry about it.
I 1000% prioritize you guys. But I will be there on Sunday. I will watch both streams if I can on Sunday.
Oh, who's walking Edgar then?
I mean, we walk home and then we're free. Like, depends what time you start streaming.
I have no idea. As I said, I've made a thumbnail. Maybe that should be my first task instead of the
What
streams.
what is the first stream at? You don't even know.
And no clue. I think it's like midday for us. Question mark? Or do we start early on the Sunday, or was that the Saturday? Literally
Uh,
couldn't tell you to save my life.
we walk him in the morning, so if it's midday for the first stream, then I'll be there for sure. Um, yeah, whenever you post it.
Whenever I post it, we'll know.
Nothing wrong with being bougie, Stieg, says JC. And oh my god, yes, train. I kind of love that there's an actual train channel on the Discord as well. So this feels the enjoyment of the trains in this community. Keiko,
Let's see. It starts. Sorry to interrupt you. I've been doing it all day. 1 p.m. on Sunday.
What time, sorry?
1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and then 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Perfect. I can make both of those. Amazing. I'll make both of
Lovely.
those on Sunday. And what times are your Saturday ones? Do you have a late evening one or?
The Saturdays one are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Nope, that was the wrong one. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Oh, it was the exact same. Never mind. In GMT.
Oh yeah. I think I'll probably miss both of those, but maybe I can get some Wi-Fi on the train. If I can get the Wi-Fi on the train, I might watch it a little bit.
Don't stress about it, Madeline. I just keep us in your thoughts. That's all I pray.
To be fair, my main problem now is that my phone is getting too old, so I don't have enough battery for long enough, and I need to make sure I find like a good plug on the
Oh.
train, to plug my phone in at some point. But
Well,
yes.
the local trains might be wanky, but they always have outlets. So that's
They
nice.
do, but sometimes they have. It depends on the train I get. Some of them only have the proper outlet, so you need like the real plug, and the newer ones have just the, like the.
Yeah, the C cord or
Yeah,
whatever.
I was looking for one to show you. Like these. You can plug these in, the
Yeah,
USB
bring
one.
both.
Yeah, but my bag is quite small, so normally I don't take like a proper outlet one.
Oh, I'm a backpack boily. I
I'm
say
a
boily, but I'm a backpack 40-year-old man.
I'm a dainty little bag girly, so.
Oh, it couldn't be me. I like my trinkets to go along with me.
But if I am gonna write on the train, I'll take my Longchamp and I'll have like my proper laptop bag and everything.
Oh,
So
the way you said that
it's
tingled my.
it's my work bag, so I can hold my
Oh,
laptop in. She says
cute.
with all of her bags next to her. So yes, it was not a settlement. It was not a longhouse. It was a hamlet. We figured that out. You certainly are a fruit kind of guy, says Katie.
Wow, I can't believe you call me a gay man, Katie.
Can't
So
believe
close
it.
to June. So close to Pride Month.
How dare you, Katie? Keiko says, guys, I got to have my break at around 12:30 p.m. I have work until 2 p.m. Not today, because you're on German time, so you're an hour later. So you mean Saturday? Do you mean Sunday? I don't know what you mean. Perhaps talking about the live stream. Sorry. Wall reveal. Yes, green wall. We've seen this wall, have we not?
Yeah, I streamed in my living room for like 2 years
Yeah,
almost before I moved into the
sure.
bedroom.
Love the
I
green wall.
do die a little bit every time I see, a millennial green reel. But then I'm like, you know what? Green is my favorite color.
I don't even care because these are colors that are gonna last regardless. And also
And also, we're lamp twins. Hello.
love that.
Disregard the
I
murder
was gonna be
industry.
so
I'm
mean and
watching,
you stopped
I'm
me
watching
from
both.
being mean.
Huh?
I was about to be so mean to a generation and you stopped me from being mean.
Oh, what were you going to be mean about?
I was about to say I don't care that it's millennial green because at least we can have a house because we could afford that.
Dang. Yeah, at least the market didn't crash
I'm
while
allowed to
we.
paint whatever the fuck color I want because I got a fucking house. So there.
Yeah. I mean, in this economy, and
And
you're too, like, I did this I have a tiny apartment though, not a house. So But
Yeah,
yeah, we did this, Malin.
exactly, exactly. And by we did this, I just married slightly richer than me. That's how that works. So yes.
But
Um,
how French of you.
exactly, exactly. Keiko says, I had help, but we were only 4 employees and 1 student jobber. Supervisor 2 started helping me because the boss had to look what needs to be ordered, and he can't do that until everything is unpacked. So that was fun. That sounds like a lot. Katie says, such a cute little pink drink. Love the glass too. Yeah,
Very cute glass.
the glass is from Sainsbury's. I just really like their home good
Ooh.
stuff. So, and
Yeah, they have.
it's like a plasticky type of glass. I don't know if there's
Oh, I hate that. I need
no, but
glass
I
glass.
wanted that so that I can have it in the garden and not worry about knocking it over because I've got
Oh, that
proper
makes sense.
glass ones.
See, 2 sets of wine glasses. That is bougie.
There you
Also
go.
very French.
Also, everything I do is so French.
It's so weird how that
No
works.
wonder.
I don't know if I do anything Norwegian though.
What would you call a very Norwegian thing to do? Like, what is very Norwegian?
My knitted mittens. I feel like that is very Scandi Norwegian,
That is very Scandi of you.
and I can't think of anything else.
We've got Laura. Hi, Laura. How are
Hey,
you?
Laura.
Katie says Sunday starts at 1 p.m. So that was a confirmation on that. Melon 1 p.m., 2 p.m. for Steak. Yes, gotcha. Anna says, I will worry because we're destined to finish our books at the same time. Yes, you both are. You are so in sync. You have to do
When
it.
are you finishing your book, Anna? Do you want to form an alliance with
She,
me?
she needs to finish it before she sees me, which is on the 7th of May. So
And my goal is to finish by the end of the 3rd of May.
there you go. There you go. You both don't have much time. You got to do it. And a little bit of love for the bags. Thank you, thank you. You're making me want to take a train ride somewhere.
Oh, I love a train ride, a bougie train ride. I know it's hella expensive, but for 5 hours, I'll sign up.
This was about my
Wow, Malin.
Melon One Gen Z. I'm so sorry. You're
Oh,
living.
another thing that's very trendy right now, if you're a knitter or a crafter and want to get on the Scandi trend train, there's something called a Sophie scarf, and that's widely popular now.
Oh, what? Sorry,
So a Sophie scarf.
a Sophie scarf.
Yeah. All the
And
it girls have it. I'm just saying, if you want to be a Scandi it girl,
how do you spell it? Like just
Sophie
yeah, okay.
scarf.
Not like
ST.
a FI or anything like that. A Sophie scarf.
No.
Oh.
From Petite Knit.
I saw on TikTok like this, I think, bit from a reality TV show with those Scandinavian girls. I think they were Swedish, I'm not sure. And like one of them was saying, oh, she's like talking about another girl from the show. Like she's just really upset because she was over there and like this girl thought she was British and like basically saying like her fashion looked British and she was really upset about
What a
it.
read.
For Scandi girls, it was apparently a big insult.
To be fair, though, those kind of reality shows, like Girls of Stockholm, Girls of Oslo, those
Yeah.
are like reality shows. They do look sort of like, British women in their late 20s on a night out.
And it's a certain look. It's a thing.
It's
There's a
a
thing.
certain look.
Yeah.
The girls that get it, and the girls that go and
Yeah.
goint.
It was just
But it
hilarious.
is it is an aesthetic, and I think sometimes when you're young, it's easy to like, oh, just buy whatever everyone else is because you don't want to stand out. And yeah,
Yeah.
I do see the point,
Just so
and it
you
is a read.
know, there is a confirmation there. Chop chop. So we should
Oh my
get to
god!
writing. I'm gonna skip the other comments because
Oh,
we've been
you're no
talking.
fun, Malin.
We've been
I miss
talking
the
for
girl.
25 fucking minutes.
I miss the girl you used to be.
But I would like to get some words in. So we're at least gonna do one chunky, so then I feel good, and then we can yap away and we'll be like, oh no, there's only 30 minutes left. And we can always do that. But I need at
I
least
guess
one
I'm a
chunk.
guest. I guess I'm a guest in your house. So yeah, I agree with Matt, Anna. Boo.
Oh no. All right. I know this is everyone's favorite podcast, but we will return to the yapping very soon. We promise. I'm trying to get some words in, and then I'll feel better, and I'll be like, yeah, let's yap. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you have my permission.
I'll play the sounds, and then I'll put us on 45. And 45 starting now. Hope you all had a safe flight. How
We're,
was that for
we're
you?
local.
Can you hear me properly?
I Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, good.
I stared into the wall for about 30 minutes, trying to
Nice.
choreograph the battle in my brain. And then
That
I
is,
did
that is part of the
something.
writing process, to be fair, to give you credit. That is
It
part of
didn't
it.
feel like it. I'm gonna be so for real, Malin. It didn't feel like part of the writing process.
Sometimes you have
But I
to,
think I
though.
came up. I think I came up with a strategy. And
Good.
then I scheduled the 4 streams for the weekend, so they
Nice.
should be up at the appropriate times. Question mark. Kitty, if you can just go and double check those, that'd be grand. And then I wrote a single line of dialogue before we landed. So,
Nice. Do you want to share the single line of dialogue, or would you rather not? What would you prefer? I'm not going to force
ooh,
anything.
oh, you're not like me then. I see. Uh,
If I mean, I know that you ask people for a line, so it doesn't have to be the last line. So that's why I'm saying I'm not forcing anything. If you'd rather read a different line than that line of dialogue, that is also fine.
nope. I'll read this line of dialogue, which
Okay.
is simply seems to have got a knack for bad draws.
Oh, I like that line. That's a good line of dialogue. It's full of tension, just in that one little sentence. Um, I managed to get 330 words, which I'm feeling good about because I'm starting Act 2, and I was doing a little bit of
You
small
are
things.
buzzing through this book, I will say.
I know, but Act 1 is quite short, and I don't know whether I'm gonna need to lengthen it later on, or if I'm just gonna have a shorter Act 1, or if I'm wrong about where it ends and it actually is not.
Surprise, surprise.
God. It's interesting to be reading the story grid at the same time as I'm trying to figure some of these things out.
Oh, yeah, because that's very much an editor mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm trying my best not to pay too much attention to it because I'd like for it to still flow like it's a first draft. Again, I'm very much with you on the it should exist before anything else. It should just be there. Um,
Sometimes you can get lost in the woods, though, I will say.
yeah,
Well,
that's
I get lost in the woods.
I
I don't know
think
about you, but
it's really difficult because I really thought this is, from my outline, this is going to be correct. And then when you're writing from an outline, often you're like, now hang on a minute, this is super vague and this is taking way longer, or this is going way, like, this is taking way less time than I thought, or less words. And it's just, you can't really predict it. There's still such a pensing moment, even when you outline.
they're more like guidelines than actual rules anyway.
Exactly. I will read you my first paragraph of the
Ah,
beginning of Act 2, which is going to be an Axel POV, as you'll really
I'd
be
be
able to.
delighted. I
Um,
love a pink-haired bimbo.
it's like on First Draft 4, you can color code the scenes. So I color code by POV. So Themis stays
Oh,
in black and Axel is in pink, pastel pink.
I feel like that is very character-coded.
It really is. Um,
Are you enjoying? Sorry, read your
yeah,
line.
no.
We can talk about craft later.
Oh, yes, we'll talk about craft after. Welcome to your home for the next 2 weeks, Themis says. She's wearing her captain's outfit, a tight Under Armour spacesuit made of metallic mesh material that makes my job just this much more difficult. My job being stay focused and don't look anywhere you're not supposed to. That's about it.
Ooh, what a man.
What a man. He is. I need him to be himbo-esque. Like, he's still a smart boy, but I actually just really want him to be a little flirtatious bitch, It's just nonstop trying. So I want that to be apparent in his POV as well, even when it's just his thoughts, and not for it to be like, oh, this is going to be a slow burn. No, he wants it to be a fast burn. He wants it to be a fast burn.
That's fair. And also, you're writing a like space actiony sort of thriller situation. Not thriller, but you know what I mean. So, like,
Yeah,
how slow burn can it be before it peters
well,
out?
it's just there's not always that much time to get it on when you're fighting zombies. Is the problem? Is going to be their
There's
problem.
always time to get it on, Malin. What do you mean?
I just don't want to do one of those scenes that reminisce me of the infamous Sarah J. Maas scene, which I've not read, but you know, like when they're having sex with the cries of battle or whatever behind them in the
The
background.
cries of the dying on the battlefield.
I'm like, I don't want to do that. So
Yeah, I see that. I made a point of when I was writing Project Sunflower. There's a scene where they get it on the main character and the love interest, and I was like, okay, they've been traveling on the road. Let's take a bath first. So they like bathe in a river. Uh,
a bathe in the river moment. Love that. Love
so it's
that.
like I ain't not about to have some dirty smelling dick action here.
I find it funny because to me, the river moment is as iconic as the only one bed trope. There's very much a fantasy setting like thing where it's like, we're gonna have to bathe in a river. Don't look.
Well, the cowboy book had a one bed trope, so I'm not sure if I can do that for all my. It could be a theme, I guess, for the authorship.
It
But
could
yeah,
be.
the cowboy book has a one bed trope moment, so I was like, okay, for the fantasy, I can do like a river.
Yeah, I think you can. Um, should we check what the chat did, perhaps?
I will
Potentially.
write this to the people here.
There are other people than just the two of us. Crazy. I'm not gonna go back to everything, but I did see that Stu came in. So hi, how are you? Um, everyone called me a killjoy. I'm joking, but people were like, "No, don't worry." We've got 325 words from Katie. Nice. My brain is slow to ramp up and lock in today. I mean, 325 words is more than what you had right before. So progress, is how I see it. I'm going to force share, share, share. We did share. The streams are correct, by the way. Thank you for making them, just so you know. Nice. JC says, I mostly went to eat something because I made the mistake of taking my medicine earlier without food. Then I managed to get 271 words. I mean, you did two things in this sprint, so that's pretty good. So, yay. Michael says, I can't even find the words. So, very relatable. Katie says, oh my god, relatable, Axel. Nice. Love a himbo vibes. Cute. Ooh, and we get a snippet. Oh yes, I'm the muscle of this operation, Chase drawls, every word coiled in his lovely Australian accent. I can't do an Australian accent, so I'm not going to try. As he snaps it open and sets it down, he jokingly dusts off his hands. Livia nods. Brains and bones, that's us, she says dryly, squeezing one of Chase's biceps as he flexes it for her. Oh, love that. Love a little
Hot.
muscle flex. Hot. Again, can't do an Australian accent though, so can't do it. Can you? Do you want to try?
No, I can only say the word yellow in Australian.
I can only do the not even the real Australian accent, but the extra fake version of Cleo. No, the condensation.
The condensation.
Love it. Love it. Love a bath in the river moment. One of my absolute faves. Or is it like a hot spring, a waterfall, or something? Also good variations.
It is a river, and my main character is being chased through some woods by some meanies, and then he's like stumbled across the river, and then there's a naked person in the river bathing. He
Some meat.
loses the trail of the soldiers, so they're like, "What the fuck?" It's like a meet cute, but one of them is naked, I guess.
Love that. Not gonna lie. Also iconic. Very iconic. Oh, and we get a snippet from JC. Here's a little from what I wrote. I was starting to panic at the deafening silence that was looming over the place. If a pin were to drop, I would have heard it hit the floor. I felt the moment slipping away from me the longer she went, just staring down at me in shock. Ooh, intriguing.
Very intriguing.
Very good atmospheric moment. I like it. Not great words just yet, but there are words. They're still pretty good words. You can still be very proud. Chase is a cutie, says Katie. Kind of himbo adjacent. Too bad, as Hosier once said, he's too sweet for Olivia, but we move. Very nice. Nice. I mean, are we going to jump very soon into our second sprint? Or do we have more yet?
Oh, dang.
You look so shocked.
Oh, always more yapping, Malin. Always more yapping. I found the scarf that I was talking about earlier. This is like
Ooh.
the Sophie's. It's like a thin
Is it
scarf.
green as well? Because it looks green on your
No,
background.
this is like I think the color is just nature, but it's beige. Like a
Nice.
sandy. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a sandy
How do you wear it? Like
beige.
a regular scarf, or is that like a
Just like a regular scarf.
it
Like
really
basically,
it's very much the skinny scarves of the 90s, isn't it?
it is very much that, but in like, the Scandi it girl style. So
Cute.
that's it.
Very cute.
It's super easy to make. So
Have you been making a bunch?
I just been making that. I only have one neck. I don't need multiple scarves.
I would love to see one in red because like how cute with like a striped sweater or something. How very like Parisian,
Oh,
looking.
a
Like
lot of the girls are doing it red, and it does look great.
that would look so cute. Um JC says thank you, Melon and Stieg. Katie says, ooh, what's going on in the scene, JC? I'm intrigued. He proposed. Oh, and is waiting for an answer. She's already said no several times before. Oh my god, no. I mean, is this
I'm
meant
horrified.
yeah, this is a horror story, JC. If she said no several times before, what are the odds she's gonna say yes this time? I'm horrified as well. Maybe I should make one of those, says Stu. That'd be cute.
It's super easy recipe. I made mine in like a week or so with casual knitting.
Nice. I love that. And it's because you were doing the mittens for winter, so now you got to make something for summer.
One of my goals this year was to start and finish a knitting project, and this was it.
Nice. Very
So
cute.
could check that on my list.
How have your goals been going, other than that? Because we're both doing a low buy year, and I feel like we've both been doing quite well in general with a low buy.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I will say I have reached on my savings goal in quarter 1 because I want to save 20% of my paycheck every month. And I have been
Amazing.
hitting that. And previously I've had to like at the end of the month, I'd had to dip back into the savings I put away.
I
And
used to
then
do
you're
that.
basically back to zero
Yeah.
at the end of the month because there was still a lot more month left at the end of the money than there
Yeah.
was money at the end of the month. And now it's vice versa. Now I have a lot of more money left
Yeah.
at the end of the month. So I think overall, I'm very happy with my low buy year. I still get, I still slip and fall, but
Yeah.
I think not as
But
egregious as it was last year.
I also think it's easier to, I mean, I just personally, I think for some people, it's better to be going full on cold turkey. But I think for me, it's easier to be kinder to myself and be like, every now and then, one small treat is not gonna make everything fall apart. Like, if you've fallen once, that doesn't mean that you've fallen. It's actually okay to treat yourself with something nice once in a while. And I have generally been doing so well for the 3 month of quarter 1 that I'm like, I'm not gonna be mad at myself because I bought one t-shirt that says Pomodoro on it. Like that's fine.
Yeah, and I'm the same, like, because I've been putting away 20% of the paycheck, and like paying myself first basically, and like
Yeah.
putting it away like out of my bank and into investments, so I can't like even touch it even if I wanted to, because I've like initially put away those 20% before I like even see what my money are. It's been
Yeah.
easier to be kinder to myself because I'm like, yeah, sure, did I really need this book? No. But I've already saved 20% of my paycheck this month.
So this is a
I'm doing
reward
so
for that.
good. It's not a reward. It's a slip up. I'm not gonna like mask it. Because I do want to be more conscious about my buying, but like overall in the grand scheme of things, this one book doesn't ruin everything else or like doesn't taint everything else.
But to
Which has been really, really helpful.
it depends also how you define a slip up, but like to me, I would have said the funny thing is like the thing I was trying to avoid buying is clothes. Most, out of all the things I was buying, the main thing I was trying to stop is buying more clothes because it was like I don't need any more. I'm actually really happy with having bought that many last year, which means I now have a wardrobe I like, to be fair. So I can't even be mad at my past self for it. It wasn't even that big of a mistake. But I just don't want to do it again this year. But the thing I used to struggle with more is books. And I did slip up on books once because the other books that I've bought, I'm like, yes, I am actually going to read this year. So this is still fine within my buying contract with myself. There's one that I bought that I'm like, I can't even remember what it's about. Why did I buy it? And that's a slip up. That's when I'm like, I just like the cover in the bookstore. It's literally, I mean, it was quite thin, but like, look how shiny.
Oh, I like the cover though. Yeah.
I'm such a magpie. This is a problem.
I mean, I think as long as you have a conscious relationship to it and you just don't buy and don't reflect on it, that's
Yeah.
progress in itself. And especially for me, because my goal, because I had no savings left after I bought my apartment, all my savings went into down payment, blah, 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 boring financial stuff. But I had no savings left. So, it took me 2 years to start saving again. And in
Mm,
those 2 years, I just bought so much shit for my apartment. And I think I've thrown half of it away. So essentially, I've been throwing money out the window the last 2 months.
yeah.
But it's just been like, for me, shopping like that is sort of a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
um, and been going to therapy and improving. I've been improving creatively, and it's been really nice, and like there's progress the last couple of years. So even if I like, oh yeah, sure, I bought 2 shirts that I really wanted and like 2 books, but I still saved money, and I still like have started on an emergency fund, and I
It's a
still
curve, and
invest
like a curve
money.
will do. It's like an investment curve, right? Like you will have little dips, but you're still going up overall. So
Yeah,
good
so
for you.
that's the focus. Like I'm still saving money, and that is my goal. My goal is to save money. My goal isn't to buy
Yeah.
less books or buy less shit. It's to be more mindful about my spending, which I
It's
have
funny
been.
that for you, it's about buying less things for the house, and for me, it's buying less other things so that I can buy more things for the house.
I mean, yeah, essentially there are some, upgrades I would like to do, but my main focus is getting back on the savings train, getting
Yeah,
up that comfortable emergency account, investing some money in like index funds and shit so that, I don't only have to rely on my government pension whenever I retire.
yeah.
Um, so overall, and I have been buying furniture. Like I bought my new media table for my television, which I loved. Bought the Malin lamp, which I loved. But those were all purchased with gift cards that I got for Christmas. So I feel
Oh,
like
love that. Love
I
that.
didn't pay any money for it, even though I used the gift cards.
Yeah,
So, but those were like big upgrades that I wanted to do, and I don't know. I'm
good for
saving money. That's the big picture. I'm saving money.
yeah.
you know, and that's what I wanted to do, and I'm doing it. So
And
overall, I think the goals are going great.
you've
A lot
also
of my goals,
had some writing goals as well, and you've been doing pretty good with those as well, right? 80K?
yeah. I mean, yes, one of my goals, well, two of my goals is to write 2 short stories and to
Ooh.
finish one draft and revise one draft. And like, I'm gonna finish this draft by the end of next week, hopefully, if God is good, and God tends to be good. Um, and then I want to write some short stories. I'm going to write my fan fiction later, which is going to be so much fun.
Are you
So
writing
I think
did you
just
did you say this before? I don't remember you saying that you were gonna write a fan
I'm
fiction.
writing an Agatha all along fan fiction.
Yes! Oh my god! Oh, fantastic. I'll definitely wanna
So
read.
I don't know. Have you watched Agatha all along? I forget.
Yeah, yeah, we've talked about it.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's Katie who hasn't finished it. Sorry. Uh, but yeah, I'm going to write basically a continuation of the season because Jeff Schaefer and Pat Pone, I guess, Pat Pone has gone on record saying that there won't be a season 2. So,
Ooh.
I need to
Oh,
get my fix somehow.
are you I know that I feel like we've talked about this before, and I can't remember what your answer was. Did you watch, oh my god, now I'm drawing a blank. Like, uh
WandaVision?
sorry? No, not WandaVision, sorry. I was literally not even thinking in the Marvel universe at all, but, the movie with is it Samantha Weaver? The one where she's like Ready or Not, that's what it's called, Ready or Not. You've watched
Oh, I
Ready.
love Ready or Not.
Did you see they're doing a second movie and that Sarah
I
Michelle Gellar is
know.
gonna be in it?
I know. And Tomorrow Weaving, which I love.
Yes, and,
Oh,
uh,
yeah. I
I think
loved Ready or Not. That, unironically, one of my favorite movies. It was so good.
it was
Like,
so
what an ultimate. Is it a spoiler to say that it's an ultimate Final Girl movie? I think that's widely known
You
at this
kind of
point.
know, like, it's a genre convention at this point where you're like, if you don't get a final girl, what's the fucking point of watching this movie? Like,
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. I loved it.
yeah. And so Sarah Michelle Gellar is gonna be, and it's like, I mean,
What's it going to be about, though?
I don't know, but Catherine Newton, I think, is gonna be in it as well. And
Oh,
she
okay.
plays in one of his other movies, the one I really liked with the vampire and the ballerina vampire. What is it called again?
Oh, the one with the child, where they kidnapped the child? I forget what it's called.
Yeah, exactly. Abigail. So
Abigail,
Kath
yeah.
Catherine Newton is in that movie, and the movie is made by the same guy, and apparently there's a poster of the devil, guy from Ready or Not in, like, as an Easter egg.
Oh,
So it's meant to be part of the same universe. So I'm like, is she playing
I
the same character?
love that. Now I need to watch Abigail. I haven't watched that.
Yeah, it's mostly like there's something similar about it in the sense that it's also in a house. Everyone's stuck in a house. So that's the similarity.
He loves the house, the director.
And it is also a Final Girl movie. Like, you sort of know that it's going to be a Final Girl movie as
I
well.
do also love Sarah Michelle Gellar, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. See, I'm just wondering whether Catherine Newton is going to play the same character, or if she's like, if it's going to have nothing to do with that movie. Because
Oh, if it's like that much of a crossover and not even like a throwback.
yeah,
Imagine surviving Abigail and then you're like, oh, guess that
she's not the
there's
final
another
girl
Hell's Chase.
in Abigail.
Oh, okay. Spoiler alert, first of all. So very excited.
Like, come on. And any Final Girl movie, you know immediately who the final girl is going to be when you start watching the movie. Like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one who
And it's
doesn't
not
like the
Catherine
others.
Newton.
You just know that it's not going to be her when you start watching. It's pretty nice.
But yeah, to answer your question about goals, Malin, a lot of my goals were like annually tracked. So like save this amount of money, or complete this writing thingamajig, or what's another one? Like read this many books. So it's like progress, and I'm making progress,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'll be able to tick them off just yet. I have ticked off a few. Like the knitting project, I ticked off a computer game. Like one of my goals was just to complete a computer game. Computer game. I sound like my grandma. Um, to complete a video game, which I did. So yeah, we're on track to at least get a substantial amount of goals completed.
I'm very proud of you. And apparently, so is Michael. Saying good for you
Thank you,
too.
Michael. How are you doing with your goals? I know everything because I've seen your videos, but for the audience.
I've been doing okay. I've also been doing okay with the low buy thing, so I was happy about that. I seem to have forgotten some of my writing goals that I need to be back on track with. Although they weren't for this quarter, they're just for the year. So to be honest, it doesn't matter too much. But I need to. It's a good thing for me to do this like little check in on the goals so that I remind myself of what I wanted to do throughout the year, because I have a few first drafts that need to become second drafts and they haven't yet. So that's
A few unfinished drafts which need to become
yeah.
first drafts.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I would like to finish off. But then instead I was
That's
like,
okay.
let's start a new book instead. Why the fuck not? So there's that
I
problem.
mean, the main point is that you're writing, I guess, and
Yeah, I
if
am.
it's in this project,
I also think that it's because of how much time I spent revising Demons to make it ready again for the Query Trenches, and that took me so much energy to not draft at all and to just be in sole revision mode, because I kept thinking, like, if I start doing something else, I'm not going to finish this. I need to finish this first. So I was like hyper focused on just doing that. And I think as a reward, I was like, I need to start a new draft of something. Like, I can't be revising something else again. Like, I just need to start something new to reward myself.
Well, I'm very excited for what are you calling the project? Project Alien?
Still Project Alien. Although, and I talk about it in my next video because I've done a video on writing Act 1, but I started naming the chapters after rules that my character is failing at. So the first chapter is
very Zombieland of you.
the first chapter is rule number 1, never travel to alpha tagged planets. Then the second chapter is rule number 2, if it's not your problem, don't make it yours. Then rule number 3, never take an assignment if you have the hots for your client. That's the Axel POV rule. So
I love those rules though.
They're all rules that in the chapter the character is failing at and is just not going to match that rule. So I'm
What a
thinking
great way of chapters.
if I'm doing this, then my book title should probably reflect that. I would love to do something like 22 rules to survive, space exploration or something.
Is it
Like
YA? No, it's adult, right?
it is adult, but I think of it more like as in an irreverence type of title rather than a YA sounding title. I don't know if that makes sense. Do you feel like
I
that sounds
understand what you're
YA?
trying to say. I mean, yeah, like 22 Rules to Survive the Galaxy feels kind of, YA to me.
Yeah, I need for it to have slightly more of a this is gonna have space zombies vibe, but I haven't gotten there yet. It's not a final title, it's just a thinking process. I do love that Katie says, okay, boomer, no wonder your PC died. It's clearly from the
At least I
90s.
can afford my own apartment.
Oh my god, no, not the I've done this already, Steve. You can't also be the mean millennial.
Yeah. What's
Uh,
that thing?
we've got
I
some love
forget the
for Ready
quote.
or Not as well.
Yeah.
Both Katie and Sayla love Ready or Not.
I
So,
love Ready or Not. Ugh. That moment when she puts her hand through the fucking nail, just
oh my god, she does a great
I
scream.
wake up. She does a great. I mean, her father is Hugo Weaving, so she'd be a great actress. This is one of them nepo cases where I'm okay with it being a nepo baby, and it's on a case by case basis for me. But yeah, she does a great scream, and like when she puts her hand through that nail, that's like sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about like, oh my god,
Do you know what? The moment she does she push the kid in there or like knocks the kid out or something? I can't remember what she does, but like she actually punches the kid, I
yeah.
think. And that was so satisfying to me because I was like, I'm so tired of annoying children in movies that are literal little cunts and don't get anything coming to them because they're children. It's like, no,
He
you're
shot
a cunt.
her. He had it coming. That's the same Chicago.
Yeah, he had it coming. Katie says, "Oh my god, I love that. That's hilarious." JC loves that as well as a way of doing my chapters. And Flora also, hi Flora. Did I say hi to you? I'm so sorry if I didn't. I don't remember saying hi to you earlier. But also loves the rules as chapter titles. Katie says it's such a great way of hinting at what the chapter is about. Yes, I do love that in what is it called? There's like a cozy fantasy one which has titles that are very indicative of what's going to happen in the chapter for each chapters, but you're still like you kind of want to read on because you're like this is slightly vague enough that I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I do love a title chapter, to be fair, and most adult books don't do it enough.
I have chapter titles in my book.
I feel like it's one
And I
that
also
Anna's
like
read as well. I forgot the name of it. I'll remember the name of it later. I'll post it in the chat. It's got witches, and it's like Renaissance, not Renaissance, Regency romance, but with fantasy.
I was about to suggest it's a Project Gem God.
No, what is? I'm sure that there's not that many, but I forgot what it's
Her
called.
Majesty's Coven? No.
No, that's not
Oh,
Regency
I've been seeing the new
romance.
covers, and not the new covers, but the like new book boxes. And I have you read Majesty's Coven? Is it good? Is it worth reading? Because
A
I want to
Royal
read it.
Majesty's Coven. It's not Regency romance at all. It's like a modern.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but I just want to read it because of
Oh,
the covers.
yeah, I really liked it. So if you want to hear about the good sides of it, ask me. If you want someone who hated it, ask Jess.
Me and Jess have night and day taste.
Okay.
So
I enjoyed that it's very British, but it's basically urban fantasy set in like as in like there are witches that have their own government in the UK and are
okay.
working secretly. So it's sort of like it's got a slight Harry Potter-ish aspect to it, but it's for adults. And it's very much not comparable to anything J.K. Rowling would have written because the author herself is trans. So it's absolutely like Juno Dawson is trans. So it's not not to associate her with JK. It's just that it's got the aspect of things like it's very British. It is secret, witches covens hiding in the government type of thing and doing their own business and everything. And it's got that urban fantasy aspect because it's like like an underground world of supernatural beings that we don't know about as normal people type of idea.
I love that. I might give it a chance then, because I really do love the covers.
Yeah, I love the covers as well. They're very pretty. But it's not, I would definitely not call that one cozy at all. This is anti-cozy, if anything.
Oh, I'm not looking for cozy
Okay.
reads.
It's high stakes. It's pretty high stakes. And I really like the first one. And then the second one throws you in a fucking loop, but it's also great. It's sort of I don't know how to explain until you get there. And then you'll be like,
Okay.
if you like the first one and you decide to read the second one after the first chapter, you'll be messaging me immediately and be like, holy fucking shit, what? So just to let
Oh
you know.
God. Okay. Now I'm very intrigued.
And if you like that kind of reaction, you should read them. But yeah, Stu also loves that. And Katie says it's kind of giving Bridget Jones, and I cannot defend that in court of law, which just feels like the vibe. Yes, I can see where you're going. Excellent circle jerk. Thank you. I was waiting for it. What was that about? I actually don't know.
I have no clue. Jerk on, Katie.
Jerk on. Oh my god. Michael says a recent accomplishment of mine was making an important query to a literary agent. I like the idea of my manuscript already having started working for me for a change law. That's amazing. And yes, congratulations. Ooh, yes, by India Holton. Yes, something guide to something. Thanks, Anna. That is the book I was trying to think of. Very helpful. But let me Google India Holton because I'll find it immediately. India Holton. The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard about that title.
Yes. And that one has titled chapters, which I really like, and they give you hints of what happens in the chapter every single time, which I quite enjoyed.
Is
So,
it
yeah.
like the style of like in this chapter, the hero must defeat the villain sort of thing, or?
I don't remember. Do I have it on my Kindle? Because if I do, I could tell you. But I can't remember if I had it physically before. India Holton. Let me find it. Wisteria Society. I don't have it on my Kindle. Sorry. Can't give you the examples. I know that, so there's two more that have come out. The League of Gentlemen Witches and the Secret Service of Tea and Treason. I just love the covers as well. They're very cute. And Anna agrees the most fun chapters titles I've ever read. But we can't give you examples, apparently. We just can both tell you that they're very fun.
Vibes.
Oh, the circle jerk was about the fact that you're a boomer with a house. Recircle jerk. Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah. Should we jump into another sprint? Because it's been an hour and 43 minutes since we started streaming.
Probably should.
Holy shit. Should we do 30 minutes instead of 45?
That sounds lovely. Yeah, 30
Okay.
minutes. Then I'll get there's some writing done today.
So, oh yeah, they're like sneak peeks as what happens in the chapter. So you're wondering the whole time, I wonder when the flying fish comes in. Yeah, that kind of vibe.
That's fun though.
All right, let's get us onto. Shall I do the
Do the
cocktail?
drink timer. Yeah, I want a little pop.
I like that you've got demands. Do the drink timer. I shall.
Do the drink timer, please.
I shall.
This is the buffet, after all.
And I am having like a pink drink as well, so I feel like it should match, you know?
Yeah,
Share.
my brain needs to fizz.
There we go. Let's fizz it and let's do 30 minutes. And then, oh, let's go. Good work. How was that sprint for you? I can't hear you. Oh, can you say something again?
Hello?
Yes, okay, now it's working.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
One, two,
So
three,
it's
four.
just a little too late. I was engrossed in my writing.
No worries. That's
Um,
good though. That sounds good.
I got 202 words, and
Nice.
yeah, we're trucking along in the scene.
Have you done the goal you had for the day in terms of your word count?
No, my daily goal is 334, but I kind of moved away from it
Your
since I
80K.
reached my target. I'm just like, whatever the vibe is. And today the vibe
Yeah,
is a little bit more than yesterday. So
it's more about the scenes now, isn't it, than the word count.
yeah.
Nice.
And I'm just
Um,
having a little character moment between the main character and the love interest.
oh, love that. Ah, when is the final battle happening? How many scenes do you have left before that one?
That is the next scene. This is like literally, we've arrived at the scene of the crime, so to speak. And like now we're just, you know, surviving the night before the battle tomorrow, basically.
Oh, fun, fun, fun.
So they share a little like, what's your future dream plan?
Love that. I am now at 816 words for today, so
Oh,
I don't know how many I had in the first sprint, but that's in total for the two sprints. I'm pretty happy with that because I'm aiming for around that per day at the moment. But
how many you say per day?
about 800 if I want to catch up to my word count based goal, but it's
Oh,
less important to me than my time based goal because my time based goal on Trackbear covers this and query trenches for demons. So it's sort of like a mishmash of both so that I don't focus too much on word count, but more like get some stuff done, work on it.
do you want to share a line?
I was trying to think of one. I'm like, I don't have anything good in those last
It doesn't have
words.
to be good.
That's true, I guess. Here, I'll read this little passage.
Please.
What an uptight bitch, a voice says near me, hushed down to a whisper so Themis doesn't hear. I turn to find Jones, the engineer, smirking at the co-pilot, Lucky. Lucky shifts in his spot, arms crossed and cheeks red, looking ill at ease. Worried he'll be code if he agrees? Or maybe too fresh from the academy to start bashing on his superiors? Do you think she really abandoned the rest of her crew back on Panacea? He whispers back. I lean on one of the ship's beam on my right to get closer to their small huddle. Do you really think Vortex would have hired her back as captain if that was the whole truth? I say with a conspiratorial eyebrow raise. I don't know why my instincts push me to defend her, but I know dissidence in a space exploration crew is the surest way of putting people in danger. That's it. That's the little passage.
Love it.
Would you like
It's
to share
very.
a line as well? If you have one you're happy to share.
I can do. I'm not precious about sharing lines, as we know. I had to stop posting in the Line a Day journal because I was the only one posting. So I was like, okay,
I
this
do
is
like it
not.
though. You can continue posting. I enjoy it. Although I don't.
No, it just felt like it was, becoming my echo chamber, and I didn't
No, I
really
like
want that.
it.
So,
I like it
um,
though.
I mean, now I share on streams, so that's
I
fun
like that
too.
too. To be fair, I actually like that better because I like it when people are reading out loud their lines rather than just. I mean, I really enjoy that part whenever you do that on your streams, and when Anna does that on hers, and when I do that on mine, it's just so fun when people are reading it out loud.
I do like it. My line is literally the last line I wrote, which is, "What do we do after this?" Cassidy asked him, looking into Benjamin's tired face. Even from the somber light of the fire, his eyes swirled with a familiar comfort.
Oh, it's very atmospheric every single time. I really like that.
I'm trying to go for those yeehaw vibes.
Yeehaw vibes. I like that Lisa asks, why is Tegan a cave?
Oh, long story short, Lisa, I'm in my living room on my laptop because my Big Bertha has decided to kick the bucket.
RIP. F's in the chat, guys.
The worst thing is that it's probably just like, oh, you have to get a new graphics card, which could be like, what, 50 quid? And I'm just like, no, she's dead. There's nothing she can do now, but like, it's probably an easy fix. And I just don't have the knowledge to fix it.
Can you not bring it to someone who would have the knowledge and you pay 100 quid instead of 50, but then someone else fixes it?
Oh, there's not really any of that type of place in
Really?
my town.
Oh, sorry. Also, by the way, hi, Sleeza. And it was
Elisa,
indeed, because it is now 11:30 Steek's time and 11:20,
did
sorry.
we yap too close to the sun?
Perhaps, but I think that's okay because we were still productive also. So, I think that's allowed. Yes, I think so. And love for the sound. I'm not sure what that is about. Michael, call in. Let us know. Why are you running into a hole? Kitty got 1,091 words total for the stream.
Dang, girl. 3,000 left.
Yeah, that's really good. She probably was typing while we were yapping. She was like, I don't care about that. Let me type.
I don't care about these two dumb bitches. These two boomers.
Who cares about their fucking houses and their millennial green? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because you also have a green living room, so that's kind of funny. Not
Yeah,
funny, but
it's a similar
how are
green.
they
Yeah,
look at us having millennial green living rooms? Funny.
I fucking love millennial green. I will embrace the cringe. I don't mind.
I don't even think it's cringe, to be fair.
I really do see the ugliness of like the millennial gray that was like in for a few years. I really see that now, and I hope that
I saw it then.
my orbs never get open to, oh, millennial green is terrible. Like, I love it. I don't want to not love it, But yeah.
Yeah. And I want a color, so I don't want anything like beige or light or like, I mean, beige is a color, but
Yeah, I mean, my living room is a bit beige as well. Like, it's basically the separation
my
of it.
kitchen is beige. You can't really tell from the distance,
Yeah,
but
it's very dark
I
right
have
now.
an open
I don't
concept.
see
I have
that
an
at
open
all.
concept, so I need
It's a
the,
bit of
kitchen color.
black, Stieg.
I mean, yeah, you just have to take my words. It is
Okay.
the kitchen walls are beige, and then my living room is green. So like the colors have to go together. So I can just any color. I don't want like a beige home, like a beige mom
Yeah.
home.
I like a
That's
bit of
not.
beige in some areas, but I like mixing it in. And the reason why
Yeah.
I painted the walls that I painted beige, I had great plans at the time to make a full-on gallery wall and everything. I just haven't gotten to it because I'm too fucking lazy. But it wasn't gonna stay just a blank canvas is the point. Which
And
is,
to be fair, if I was living here for longer, like I would probably do it differently. But since I'm only staying for like max 2 more years, then I'm like, okay, it
yeah,
is
you
good for
gotta
now.
think about reselling and all that, I guess. JC also switched projects and just typed up some more brainstorming notes. Very nice. Very nice. Kitty says, "Oh, that's so good, Melon. I need this book in my hands yesterday." Yay, thank you. And also some love for your life. Very good, Stieg. And some high fives from Michael. And some Fs in the chat for your computer.
Big Bertha, RIP.
Loved you, Big Bertha. Great name. Jay-Z says, I love yours too, Melon. It's okay. You don't have, I'm not expecting praise at every, I'm not.
Please throw a dog a bone.
Like, please, no, don't. I'm just going to get back to the tab to type it in time. That's fine. Only we could yap anywhere near the sun, near to the sun. Yeah. No, I always listen to you all. It's my reward. It's like a reward. Love that. As well as always says, kill the part of you that cringes, and it changed my life. It changed me life. Love that. Love a little accidental.
Yeah, I don't really cringe anymore.
Mm.
And I've never been like a huge cringer either, because like, I'll dye my hair any old color, whatever. Like I'll get piercing in the ripe old age of like
I
40.
think it's a very young thing to cringe, if that makes sense. Like, to me, I would have cringed at things when I was a teenager and maybe early 20s max, but definitely more in my teen years than I would now. And I just sort of see it as like, once you're in your 30s, you just don't give a fuck about things anyway.
Yeah.
People's opinions do not matter as much, for sure.
Truly, aging is a blessing because the
Yes.
older I get, the less I care about other people who I don't care about's opinions. Like,
Yes.
obviously, I'll care about my friends' opinions, and I think that is a good thing to do if you have like friends
If
and not frenemies.
Actually, I think the older I get, the more I strive to do the opposite of the people I don't like what they think is right. If I could make them cringe, fucking good. Like, I aspire
Yeah,
to do that.
and
That's my
also
brand of petty.
getting better at kind of recognizing I love that for you, but that's not for me.
Yeah.
Because I used to be very like either or, like, oh, I hate this or I love this.
Or
Well,
just
now it could be like,
simply, I hate that for you, but you don't need to hear my opinion on it.
yes,
I think that's also a thing with TikTok, is like, it's making me realize how much young people these days, maybe, I don't know if it's a generational thing or just a TikTok thing, but like, people in the comments love to give opinions that are completely unwarranted. The amount of recipes on TikTok where some random person is going to be like, what if you don't like this ingredient? It's like, don't fucking make the recipe then, scroll. Like, what are you doing here?
yeah, that's that famous one of someone making, I forget what it was. But then they like substituted something with a banana instead. And they were like, I tried this with a banana and didn't really work. And like the recipe owner was like, yeah, because the recipe didn't call for a banana, you dumb
Oh,
fucking slut.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or literally, like, I'll see TikToks that has nothing to do with a person's appearance. They'll just be talking about something, and the comments will be about that person's appearance, and say like, "Girl, you have eyebrow blindness," or some shit like that. It's like, no one fucking asked. Like, stop giving your opinion willy nilly. Like, no one fucking wants it.
Yeah.
It bothers me so
But I
much.
do like, I do I don't know if I'm just too lazy, but if I don't really click with the content, I have no interest in leaving comment.
Yeah,
Like,
same. I'm just
imagine and thinking people are interested in what you're having to say. Couldn't be
just, I
me.
don't have time for it. Like, life is short.
Literally, yeah, I got reels to see, mama. I don't have time.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't like it, I'll just swipe.
Exactly, same. There was some love
Yeah.
for the color beige. Katie says beige is a color that goes with other ones. It works with
I
making the
mean, I
feature
have
look.
beige. Like, literally, my couch is beige. You can't really see.
We can't see
My
any
couch
of
is
those
beige.
colors you're showing us today. So
Leave me alone, please. I live in a Scandinavian country.
Michael
Sun has
loves a
set.
good beige. I'm sorry. It's just the lighting is just very dark at the moment.
You don't like my interrogation room lighting setup?
The
My
way you move it
singular
as well
lamp?
is very like, answer the question. Michael loves a good beige. Lisa says, "Gosh, I wish you'll wear streaming later." I mean, we're still yapping away. Clearly, I have so much to do. Yeah, there's not going to be any more sprints, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say that. Katie is considering going live later tonight. There's going to be a little rogue sprint.
Ooh.
I love that. And Anna finished work. Yay! Out of office notice is on. Amazing. Katie Ann, psst, you should go live now. That's rude. We're not done. Give us 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to bed soon, all right? And then I can watch the beginning of her stream in bed on my phone.
We're old millennials with a job.
Exactly. Also, psst, I'll be there regardless of when. Good for you, Anna. Miley, hi. Hi. I'm sure I'm coming in very late. Yes, you are. But we've not gone to bed yet, but we are done with the sprinting. I apologize. And Katie says, I would, but my therapist got on me affectionately for not giving myself enough breaks. So I'm going to take a walk, I think, or drive. Drive to the park, which is a thing that you do, that we now know that you do. Driving to the park. Sorry.
Leave me a voice note.
Love that. That's good. Your therapist is right. You should take care of yourself, bestie. Down with the yum yucking. Yeah. Oh my god, bean soup. But what if I don't like beans? Don't make bean soup. Yes, exactly. I barely have energy to give comments on stuff I do love. Same. And I try. If I'm like, oh, I gotta support this small content creator.
Gotta support local artists.
Yeah. Like I found a random TikTok by a girl who was saying like, if you found this, then my music is for you, blah blah. And I really liked her music, and there was only 2 comments, so I left a comment to be like, more engagement. Yeah, I think that's important. You might as well be in a noir film, Stieg. There's no color there. I can see the green. I can see the green. But around
But
it is a very, you know, like the
it
vignette.
doesn't give it justice though. This is giving like an olive green, but I have more of a sagey green.
Yes,
Wow.
but I have seen your green wall before, I think, in pictures, so that's probably why it helps me visualize it, because it's in my head. I saw one where someone tried to make. Is that the one you saw?
Maybe it was.
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't mean now. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, your green is so much prettier and better lighting. Yes, fair.
Thank you.
I didn't mean in the middle of the stream. I'm so sorry. You're fine. I'm joking. I was joking. Sorry. I gotta be careful after what Wallace said about not roasting your friends, because I didn't realize that it could be taken badly. Like, if anything, I take it as a badge of honor. If you start roasting me, I'll be like, damn, I've made it. I'm in the circle now. You know?
Well, I give you permission to roast me anytime, Alan.
Okay, good. And you can also
much like me joining the sprint, it is an open invitation.
I also feel like I find it easy enough to be honest with my own friends who are roasty type of friends to say, no, don't touch that topic. That is actually sensitive, you know?
Yeah. To be fair, the only roast I have for you is that you're half French. So that's my material.
And I am actually proud of that because, you know, cheese and wine and cigarettes, which I don't smoke, but you know what I mean.
French girl aesthetic. No, what were you? French girl dinner? Isn't that a cigarette?
French girl dinner, because I constantly have cheese and bread for dinner.
I mean, what a life, though.
It's just so easy. You just take it out of the fridge. Like, what do you want from me?
No prep time. Sign me the fuck up.
Exactly.
The French knows what's up.
Could you imagine just 2 competing streams? That's fine, because we would just be like, all right, time to go to bed, probably. Which we should do soon, I think, because it's late, perhaps.
I'm way past curfew. So.
Okay, you've got a curfew? Who set your curfew?
Me. I'm an adult.
You're the adult?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you knew about me, but I'm 37.
Holy shit, you're 37? I did know this about you. I did know this about you. I'm not past my curfew yet, but I am an hour earlier than you, so that's also why.
I try to be offline by 10.
But yeah, you're not using your phone for a little bit of time before bed, right? Have you managed?
No, I try to read.
That's really good. The problem is I have the story grid on my phone, so if I want to read that, I have to read it on my phone.
Oh, but I have the story grid live from New York.
Oh, the floppiness.
Yeah. How are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, show me his portrait. He looks like Steve Jobs a bit, no?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a hot Steve Jobs.
It's like an off-brand Steve Jobs. Like we have Steve Jobs.
I'm pretty sure I've slept with men like him before. But yeah, I like it. The glasses makes him look like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, it does make him look smart and like a TED talker, you know?
Yeah, and he's got that little dumb, we call it the bear smile in the community. I don't know if you heard about it, but
yes.
Yeah, he has kind of that bear smile.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, I don't know, Sean, if you're watching, hit me up. I know you're married with children, but
he won't be watching this stream. He'll be watching the one where we talk about the story. Which, let's plug in the things. So this weekend, big writing weekend is it on the Troublemakers channel, or is it?
It's on the Troublemakers channel, yeah. 2 streams Saturday and 2 streams Sundays.
Exciting. And Stieg has set them up now, so we should be able to notify. You
can go and notify. And it doesn't work, but at least you tried.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do it anyway, just so the internet knows I'm into these streams. And then on next Tuesday, we're gonna talk about the story grid on your channel.
We're gonna rate this man. That's what we're gonna do.
Just that. That's the only part of the book I read.
That's the stream. Who cares about the academic contents of his books? But smash or pass. That's what we want to know.
Exactly. We're gonna do this with all of them. All of them. Craft book. over theirs.
I think this is the first character portrait. Character? That's not the name. I think this
But
is the first portrait I've seen of an
you
author.
always research them, though. You always go, here's a little biography, and
I
surely
mean, yeah.
have pictures.
I mean, sure,
Yes.
probably. It's just, erased from my mind.
Yeah.
But like, this is not erased because he's right there, staring at me every day,
Yeah, this
greeting
is
me as I wake up.
I do like that. Lisa says, "That was totally worthy of a roast. I really did just go, fuck these guys, Katie. We should hang out by ourselves." And I love that for you. Shall we
Yeah,
pull the plug?
we shall, milady.
All right. As usual, guys, no outro. Just gonna do a cold turkey goodbye. Katie says, I think a lot of the authors are women too, so no smash for Stieg. Well, he can still
Well, the
say,
game is smash or pass, so I can pass.
yeah, that's true. And you could still say in a objective way, I guess. No, that doesn't really work. You could still say,
That doesn't make any sense.
like, I can still say, if I were a lesbian, I would think that woman is hot. Do you know what I mean?
That is true.
No,
That is true.
does that not work on the other way? I don't know.
I mean, that were like I can find a woman beautiful without wanting to put my penis in her.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. His face should be on the front cover, not the back, says Michael.
Then you have to have this beautiful graph on the front cover.
It's
Else, how
gorgeous.
would you
It's
know?
stunning. It looks like a math book, like a
It
like
looks
a
like someone flatlining. I'm gonna be so for real,
yeah. I
but
kind
I'm
of hate
into it because my novels usually flatline. So metaphorically, this should track.
Flora says, thanks for the stream. Have a lovely rest of your day. Katie says, thank you so much for the bands. Love you all so much. Thanks and buy the book. Yes. Gasp.
Gasp.
Is it that weekend? Yes, it is. Amazing. I forgot. Thank you for the stream, you guys. Have a great night. All right. End.